What they do. This your boy DP.
This your girl T.
And we're the Geminis Gemz, representing for the Geminis across the world, giving our own Miami perspective.
For sure.
So you can follow us on all podcast platforms at Geminis-Gems.
Also follow us on Instagram, Geminis_Gems, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Geminis Gems.
Hey, make sure you like, follow, you comment, and you subscribe.
Yes.
And make sure when you type it in, it's Geminis with the S, Gems with a Z. And what we do, T?
Drop them gems.
Drop them gems. What they do, y'all.
Hi.
How y'all doing out there?
How y'all doing?
I guess they're great.
They're blessed.
And glad that you're back.
I am back.
That's what's up.
Listen, like before we just start, I just want to say thanks to everyone because of course everyone didn't know why I was away. I'm gonna be really brief about it.
Okay.
I had the pneumonia. And that was unexpected.
Okay.
And it took me out about like 4 to 5 weeks. And that was just pure hell. But I just want to say thank you to everyone sending out their prayers, their concerns, their love, people dropping things off to my door, like family, friends, colleagues, neighbors. It was just nothing but a village to get myself, my
back
kids
to
back to normal, because it's a challenge when you have kids. The summer's still going on, and it's just like, for me, I'm a hands-on mom, and when you just can't hands-on with your kids, that mental state comes into play. Like, it's just a lot that happened, but I'm just so thankful that God pulled me through. I kind of learned to be, I actually learned a lot by me just sitting still, because I was just sheltered inside of my house for those weeks. And I was like, why me? Like, why am I here? Because y'all know, if you don't know, T is always on a go. Like, schedule, calendar full, like I'm always on a go, but he set me still.
Yes.
And for whatever reason, I think I got the reason, and I'm gonna do better. So I'm back, and also I want to thank all of the special guests that came on with DP and held it down while I was away. I did see all of the videos. You guys did a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
And that is what you call like a tribe.
Thank you.
And that's what we also are thriving for, is creating a tribe, because everyone has their own individual talent. So are we here to embrace? It could be with the youth, it can also be with the adults, and so that's what that's why we're here for. Like, that's our purpose, and I'm just so happy to be back. And DP, thank you so much for like just holding it down, because it was crazy that we had a conversation before we actually started.
All right, T.
Okay.
Let's get to the show. Let's go. You said for a brief second.
That was a brief second.
No, that was like
2-3 minutes.
Two closings.
I was just showing my love.
You were just going from one to the next. Now just don't break the diaphragm.
Oh yeah, he always said that. I know.
Come on.
I know. I gave my my mic a little vacation, because the ones who was sitting, like our special guests, I was like, oh, they so nice. They so calm. I was like, I don't even know if our viewers probably like me or don't like me, because my personality is crazy. But I hope you guys love us.
Yes,
I hope you love me. I love you guys. But my mic said I needed a damn break. I'm sorry. But go ahead, tell them why we're here.
So yeah, we miss you, and you know, thank God that we thought you nearly. I thought you sounded like you was gonna nearly die, and I'm telling you, you're not gonna die. You're gonna be all right. She was over there like, oh, Dwayne, you just don't understand. This is my struggle. T, you gonna be all right. I'll see you tomorrow.
It was real,
right.
Like the feelings, man.
So
no joke.
Yeah, I'm your boy DP. This my girl T. and we Gemini Gems.
Yes.
That's Geminis with the S.
Yes.
That's Gems with the Z.
See?
And what we do?
We drop them gems.
We drop them gems.
I miss my family. I miss the Aces and the Drews.
Yes.
Like, listen, y'all know I'm very talkative, so it's gonna be hard for me to just try to zip it.
Okay.
But I'm just so blessed and so happy to be back. Like, we're back in our studio. Like, I'm with family and friends.
Right.
Like, I can't wait to see the comments moving
Okay.
forward.
Right.
And what the side projects we have, behind the scenes that's upcoming. So, like, he sat me down for those weeks.
All
and
right,
I'm coming.
let's get to the topic at
So
hand.
why we here?
So today, the
Okay.
reason why we're here, I'm gonna let you do your own little snippet of you just giving your thanks. That's what we're gonna do, okay?
I'm finished.
So now you finished?
I'm finished.
So anyway, we're coming with the topic of leadership today, and basically what it means to us and what we think that it may mean to, or spark up the conversation when it comes down to other people's viewpoints when it about the leadership. And I put down the fact that leaders are parents, spiritual leaders. You have teachers, supervisors, and the political leaders as well. And we're just going to go back and forth like we usually do, conversing about, leadership. And as we begin to break down the good and bad, the pros and cons about leaders, just make sure you like, you subscribe, you leave a comment, and, share our post. So we thank you all for being a part of us, and the continuation will continue.
Thank you, guys.
All right. So let's go.
All right. So, DP,
Mm-hmm.
I have a question because I wanted to start, right?
Yeah.
So, like, what does being a leader means to you?
So a leader, what it means, the person has to lead. No. But basically, the person will basically step up to the plate and has the ability to direct. They have the ability to organize as well as influence individual, I say, in the right direction. There is wrong leadership that will lead you into, let's say, your demise. But there's also a leadership that we mostly look at like a superhero. They will step up to the plate and basically save us from out of our situation. And so we can either prosper, live, or just not be involved in that, that situation no more. So if I'm in danger, I'm no longer in danger. So that's what they do. They deliver us from out of danger, or they'll guide us into a better situation. So I think that that's what leadership means to me. So what about you, T?
So what leaders means to me, mainly I just wrote down just a few like characteristics to describe what a leader is, right?
Okay.
So first off, I want to start with like myself, meaning self-awareness. Okay. And what I mean by that is just before you actually acknowledge yourself as a leader, you might want to say, hey, are there any unhealthy emotional states or anything that's unhealthy in my personal life that I might need to fix? Because no one is perfect at the end of the day, but you can't be in an unhealthy emotional state of mind in order to be a leader.
I like
so, all right, now. So
no, I'm dropping gems. Keep talking.
All right, okay, and also like self-confidence.
Okay,
you understand? So as a leader, you need to keep your head up high.
Yes,
you need to have those confidence. And whatever confidence comes with that.
Right.
So everything is about self, right? Also, to me, the number one is self-motivation.
Okay.
You understand? Because I don't need, not to say you don't need, but I don't need like a cheerleader, the cheerleaders, or I don't need validation.
Right.
You understand? Like, I am so self-motivated, and to be honest, my kids what motivates me, and to me that is enough. So when you're a leader, again, this is self-work, and also I will add being a woman of God.
Okay.
Okay. Because like you said, you have some spiritual leaders, you have some the other leaders that you listed, but I'm just speaking like just characteristics being a leader across the board,
Right.
and this is what being a leader is for me.
Okay.
Okay. And also self-discipline. Because
like
at
that
the end of the
I
day,
like that
I
one.
remember you saying about the haters, right? Or
Right.
any negativity. And I'm like, what T? Like, can there really be haters for Geminis Gems? Because number one, we just starting. Number two, like we're some positive people, and what we really try to give back, to our community and what our platform stands for. But I'm not naive about it. But anything that's negative, I say, you know what? You have to be self-disciplined. You have to go back to not being being offended about
Right.
certain things. So I have to continue to do the self-work.
Okay.
Okay. When it comes to being a leader.
Okay.
All right. One that also stood out, that you have to be passionate about what it is that you would like to lead. And also communication. I love communication. I might do it too much. I might overdo it.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it's just, I love communication. I knew he was going to do that. When I was writing this down, I said, I know DP like this helpful, right?
What? But it's non-stop.
But it's like, for me, I need to communicate because I just want everyone to be on the same page. So you need the communication. Also empathy. People go through things. Everyone is on different levels in life. And it's just like, as being a leader, number one, you also have to be an active listener. And I like the fact that I think you posted something recently about listening and communication. Like,
Right.
all of these things are built also into a leader because everybody goes through different seasons.
Yes.
And also being a leader, guess what? I'm a student.
Right.
Meaning I'm going to be a student every day until the day I die.
Teachable.
Because it's just that much information and knowledge and wisdom out there for us to learn.
Right.
Okay. And also empower others. Being a leader, hey, we here to what? Embrace.
Right.
And the tribe that we're going to build and we're actually building, we want a tribe that, hey, what's your talent? Let's come together. Let's see how we could change things. The youth, the adults. And it's just the few things that I would say my main characteristics are as being a leader.
Those are fantastic
Thank you.
characteristics.
Thank you.
Those are good qualities as a leader.
Yes.
I mean, T,
Yes.
that's what's up.
Hey,
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
That's what's
And
up.
we gonna drop them gems for all those leaders out there.
Right,
And we
so-
need more.
Right. So with the confidence, I'm gonna just hit on key points that you mentioned.
Okay.
So with the confidence, I'm definitely in agreement with it because you have to have like Teflon skin. You have to have the confidence to go into a situation unseen, unknowing, right? And be
Right.
able to, like, let's say, influence those. That's just like an individual stepping on stage, like a preacher. Don't know what the atmosphere may be like in the service.
Okay.
But then they have the confidence within God to know how to control the service.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So, I feel like even with, let's say, kids, having the confidence to get on stage
Right.
and perform, that's a quality that I definitely think that, individuals need to have, let alone especially a leader. Even you can have the confidence without even having someone that has your back.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
okay, I can go through this fight by myself. That's why I believe like leaders should be an individual that will go to war with you.
Yes.
Because it builds the confidence in other people
Yes.
to, fight with you.
Right.
Like I used to watch 300, and Leonidas, he would go inside, like fight with his warriors.
Right.
And I definitely like even King David, he would fight with his warriors, and I always thought like I would want to do that with my team.
Yes.
I'm not gonna send you to the fire.
Right.
Right. I'm gonna go in with you.
Drop
You
them
get-
gems on that
That's
one.
what's up.
Yes.
So
yes.
with the self motivation,
Okay.
yes, you need to find your motivation, the purpose and the plan and all of those things. Not, you said non-self motivated, and expound on that a little bit more.
Maybe I was talking too fast because the only thing I had in my head was just self-motivation.
Okay.
So I don't even remember me saying that.
Okay.
Okay.
But I wrote it down.
My bad.
So, and I believe what you were saying was that you need to have self-motivation. You get what I'm saying? So when you need to have it, so that's just like a team that's defeated at halftime, right?
Right.
And then when they go in back into on the field, they actually need the self-motivation, but it starts with the coach to find the words of encouragement in
Yes.
order to get the team hyped up
Yes.
to finish the game.
Right.
Or one of the players. It's always everybody. I just see it like this. Everybody come in the room, start throwing their helmets, kicking furniture, throwing the towels and all that stuff, want to give up. And it's that one teammate that'll come in the locker room after they're down like 31-0 or 31-7. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And they come in and say, y'all guys, y'all just need to play your part. You need to do this. You need to do that.
Right.
Those things that will make the play, like complete the plays and make sure that we get a score on the scoreboard, you know?
Right.
So I think that self-motivation, it starts, yes, within ourselves,
Yes.
but we need to be ignited by other people as well.
In a tribe.
Yes.
Yes.
So, and then self-discipline. Let me tell you something now. You hit something in me.
Hey, come on. That's why
So-
we sparking a conversation.
Right.
That's what we do. Come on
So
now.
with the self-motivation, I really believe, with the self-discipline, I believe that self-discipline comes, it's an art, it's a talent, it's a skill, but it's, I want to say it correctly, it's something that it would take you basically from one level to the next. So
A challenge?
yeah,
Or,
so
okay.
so that's what I was going to get into. So let's say a test comes, right? And you were so disciplined. I say it like this: you're studying for a test, right?
Right.
And your friends are coming in the room, bro. We finna go turn up. We gonna do this. We gonna do that, and all of that stuff. And then you say, "Man, I cannot because I want to pass my test."
Exactly.
You know, and that self-discipline
Yes.
to accomplishing your goal.
Come on now.
You know, you will sit up there and say, bro, I'm not coming.
Right.
I'm not going to do this because this test means
More than going out to party.
So leadership means more.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Then anything else at that moment.
Correct.
Turning up, I can do that later.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? But right now, I need to
Right.
focus on the test.
Right.
And then I got something to say,
Go
even
ahead.
with that.
Go ahead.
Like, I believe with the self-discipline, it's in the time of heat that you show your resilience in.
I agree.
So far as the Surfside site, one of my our director ended up fleeing out of town
Okay.
instead of being in the fire with everybody else. And I don't believe that's great leadership.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I
He
agree.
should have been disciplined enough to say, you know what, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
I'm going to show up to the site and I'm going
Right.
to do this. I'm going to help out here. I'm going to make sure my guys are straight and all of those things. That's why I believe you're going to be punished if you take these positions, right? So,
Oh, can I say something?
yeah, go.
Oh, when you just said the word positions, right? And I want people to also be aware and understand that being a leader is not a position. It's a choice and also an action.
Right.
Okay. So I just wanted to add that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. In the leadership role, it should have been you took action.
Yes.
And made the right choice.
Yes.
To choose to be there
God
for
dang
your
it.
team.
Drop them
Your
gems.
team. You
Hello.
get what I'm saying? So okay, I'm gonna go back to what you were saying with the passion.
Yes.
The passion is being passionate is very important. I have lost my passion in certain things in my life.
Okay.
And I'm trying to build back that desire and stuff like that. But
Okay.
I believe as a leader, if you want to see, let's say, the individual or the tribe to accomplish whatever goal,
Right.
you will build a passion.
Yes.
You will build
Yes.
the characteristics
Yes.
to know, you know what? let me get it done. Let me make sure this happened. Let me,
By
you know
all
what?
means.
I'm waking up thinking about it.
Exactly.
I'm going to sleep thinking about it. When I'm idle, I'm thinking about it. You get what I'm saying? Like in all meanings, like in all thy getting understanding, right?
Right.
And then while you even sitting down, you looking on your phone or doing whatever, and you're like, let me look up this real quick. You know, being passionate is very I think that's something that we all are missing at different aspects of our lives.
Correct.
And we need to bounce back. Leaders out there, right?
Yes, we need more leaders.
Yes.
Yes.
And then to step up and to go against the grain, what we were talking about before this started,
I got you.
To go against the grain, to stand up for those that are weak.
Right.
You know, and I believe that's also too.
Gotcha.
So where else you want to go with this?
Listen,
so I had put good and bad, right?
Okay.
And I put the bad is blind leading the blind.
I like that.
You get what I'm saying? So you cannot be passionate, and then you cannot be passionate and try to lead somebody.
That's why I also stated, remember earlier, in an unhealthy emotional state of mind.
Right.
It links with that. Exactly.
You have to have some type of discipline.
Yes. All of these characteristics. Everything is needed.
Right. And if you don't know where you're going, it's no reason why you need to be a leader. And that's just like, for example, a teacher, right?
Okay.
And she doesn't know the math subject, but she's good at English. You get what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
She should not be no math teacher.
Hey, they needed her in both places.
No, you shouldn't be substitute, because when the kids come to you, clearly they don't know.
They don't know.
Right?
Exactly.
So when they come to you with the math problem, you looking like that's Chinese.
You don't know the answer? I was expecting you to tell me the answer.
She's going to the back of the book where the answer's at,
the answer key, right? Come on now.
No, you over there searching.
But I got you.
But you shouldn't step up to that type of play.
Right.
You know, if you know that you don't know. And I believe that you will lead yourself into a ditch. So what else you got for me?
Just to add to it, also courage. Like, this is courage for us to even doing our platform, what we doing now, because
just take the leap of faith.
We just taking a leap of faith, and you have to see Miss T don't even have a hairdo right now. So it's just, I can easily say, you know what, DP, can we push this back until next week? Until I go to my hair appointment. But I'm like, you know what, T, just continue to have the courage, continue to have, again, that go back to also the self-discipline. Like, a lot of characteristics plays into being a leader, and we're just in a place, and I'm also speaking for myself, like, I'm embracing what I know, the qualities that I have in myself, because to be honest, I didn't know I had these qualities, to be honest, up until I hear from family and friends repeatedly keep telling you, thank you for this, thank you for that. And I'm like, why are you telling me thank you? Like, it didn't register. And when I was home on an unexpected vacation, I said, leaders and leadership kept popping up in my spirit.
That's what's up.
And I was like, that's the conversation I wanted to bring. But courage is also a key,
I concur.
you know, into being a leader.
I concur. The courage just to, like, the only way I could put it is like I saw a video of a little boy. He was sitting up there and he wanted to leap into the pool. Okay. But he was just shaking and so nervous and stuff like that. Okay. And then even though family members and friends were saying jump, 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 he didn't have the courage. So I think the dad or someone ended up letting him just jump off the edge first. Okay. Into the person's and then eventually you saw the video later where he had the courage. I love it. You get what I'm saying? And then courage too is actually stepping up to the plate, and you may back up. Right. And then you may go forward again, and then you may back up again. You may fail. Right. Because you don't get it right the first time. Of course not. But just having the confidence to each and every time. So, example, since you used the podcast,
I love that. Go ahead. I love that. Sorry.
So, like how you use the podcast. Okay. And everyone hit me up, Dwayne, you was nervous. You know, and all of that stuff, our first video. Oh, okay. And then it was like after a while, I felt comfortable. Exactly. But I kept coming back to plate.
Yes.
So I definitely agree that a sign of leadership is the courage to actually just do it.
Just do it.
And sometimes that's what it takes.
Right.
Just doing it.
And also to be aware, it might be somebody within our tribe that we're building, they might surpass us. And we want y'all to know we want you to do that.
Right.
And it's okay. So being a leader, knowing that it's no levels of no,
right.
It's just these characteristics, have the faith. Let's do it together, because at the end of the day, I want others to pass, and it feels good to say, you know what, we help empower, we helped embrace, we help spark that into someone that who probably didn't have the confidence of, like, you know what, my spouse or family friends, they did tell me this specific talent because it happened with a family member of mine, and I'm not going to say the person's name or the talent. I said, why you won't do X, Y, and Z?
Right.
And this person said, my spouse told me the same thing. I'm like, I'm witnessing
that
what
greatness about
you can do,
right?
And you not being an entrepreneur from this,
right?
And that person said, I'm gonna get back to you, and I can't wait. But it's just, that's how we embrace each other. We continue to compliment each other. That's why I love to talk. That's why I'm talkative, because most of my talking will mainly be about positivity, but also I know how to have fun. But how can another person receive information or wisdom if we be quiet?
Right.
But that's what I wanted to conclude what does being a leader means.
Now you spoke on, kind of building an individual.
Right.
And I think I was thinking about the whole idea of actually, what you call it, like when you look into a person and they are like, they have the potential. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
So I believe, yes, many people have the potential.
Right.
Right. But we're not going to go off of your potential. We're going to go actually off of your action.
Yes.
Being in the act of leadership.
Right.
You'll be a leader every day.
Yes.
You will see us in like, for example, we had to come up with a business plan.
Okay.
And that individual just saw the imperfections in what we were doing and then pointed that out and said, hey, listen, in this business plan, we need to focus on this right here in order for us to blossom over here.
Right.
And understand they will basically assign different individuals assignment, a task. Hey, listen, you do this, you do that, you do this in the time of need.
Right.
They can also take a back seat. An individual, they know how to play multiple roles and know how to adapt to different situations.
Yes.
So I believe that's
Geminis,
a character.
adaption. I done dropped them gems. Hello.
So they know how to adapt to different situations as they come. Also, I put for the good is that they're knowledgeable with experience. Now, I know that some people believe that young people can be a leader.
I agree.
Not saying they cannot, but I don't believe, that young people are made to be leaders yet.
Okay.
They have to gain some type of knowledge and experience over time.
I agree.
But they can take leadership roles here and there.
Yes.
But they cannot, like, to me, it's like, I'll give you an example. There was a position at my job for the supervisor position.
All right.
And at the time, I was young. I was probably like 22 at the time. And one of the guys asked me, hey, you want to go for the position? And I said, no. It was like, why not? Because I showed certain traits. I said, because I'm immature. And I knew that I'm mostly impulsive.
Okay.
I will react to you instead of responding.
Gotcha.
Like, I'll find a way to get back at you than to actually respond to the situation properly in the way that it's supposed to be said at the job. So it was another guy. He was like 2 years older than me, and he wanted the position. And then he said, hey, listen, if I get this position, this person, and this person, I'm going to get them. I was like,
he's going to fire them?
No, he was going to get them to do
more
work than they was actually
That's
doing.
messed up.
And I was just like, bro, you're not supposed. I said, I don't think you should get the job.
Right.
Because
is
the
this your
simple fact,
intention?
right. So that means all you're gonna do is
make
you're gonna,
other people's lives hell.
exactly, and you're
don't
gonna
get down
punish
like that.
people for certain things you seen because you're the regular coworker. The
Right.
supervisor didn't see it.
Right.
But now you playing off of that role the whole time. And I just
Negative.
felt like, bro, you shouldn't get that position. But he was young. I
Okay.
believe that certain positions, especially like supervisors, you should be 45 years or older.
Why are you putting an age?
Because, well, I'm talking about as far as my job.
Oh,
because
okay,
the
okay,
intense
okay.
work that we,
Okay.
you have
You
to
have to
be
have that mindset
experienced.
and experience.
You
or
have to be experienced.
I understand.
In order to even step in that
Okay.
type of role.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying? And I get the 35 to the 38.
Right.
I mean, the 40. But I really believe.
Still some growth there.
Yeah, you have to.
Still some
because
growth.
you're going to encounter a lot.
Gotcha.
You know, people's emotions,
Right.
people's feelings, their, pain
Yes.
and stuff like that at my
Right.
job. So, and it's a lot that you have to learn each individual
Right.
and how they deal with death.
that empathy.
Right. So then in that,
Mm-hmm.
you have to learn how to talk to them because they may have seen something so traumatic that they don't know how to deal. They reacting.
Right.
So you got to know how to respond. That's why I put the number on that position.
Wow.
That's why you can't be a director and you don't know what to do.
Gotcha.
That's shots fired. I
Gotcha.
mean, yeah.
It's for the birds.
Yeah.
DP said it's for the birds. So now that you mentioned, because I had a question also, basically like who can be a leader?
Okay.
And I think you kind of answered it
Oh,
in the
well, I'll
midst
be on
of it,
point.
but basically that was my next question. I feel like you already answered, but it was who can be a leader?
People that are qualified, right? That meets the criteria, and also portray those traits, right? Well, let me not say portray, but have the traits. Like they manifest it every single day.
Right.
Like the only thing I can think about is if you're working at a job, and I'll take you to another place later. But if you're working at a job, right, and you're showing up on time, you're like taking the initiative.
Okay.
Right. And if you're doing tasks that other people won't do
Right.
for the sake of the load to be lighter,
Right.
I think those are qualifications, or those should meet the qualifications of a leader.
Right.
Because they're stepping up to the plate even though no one else won't.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I'll tell you a story. So I was working at Target in the back room, and the order of our shoes, I was working overnight. And this
Okay.
when I was younger.
Okay.
So we had a shoe section, and we had to select the shoes.
Right.
But it was so unorganized. I got frustrated because every time I get to the shoes,
Right.
it would be just like chaos. I was like, man, this shoe not here. I had to reprogram because I knew how to use the little gun we had.
Gotcha.
So I knew how to program it and all of that stuff. I learned that on my own.
Without somebody teaching you,
Right.
without even someone.
Because
Go ahead.
it was something so simple.
Right.
Like all you had to do was just press F7 and clear it out. Like it literally was
That's a Gemini.
instructed.
That's a Gemini.
It was instructed on the little gun.
Right.
So what I did was I just got rid of everything in the shoe section.
Okay.
So the manager came back there and
Right.
saw me just pulling stuff down.
Right.
He's like, what's going on? What's going on? I said, I'm tired of these shoes
Yes.
being unorganized.
Yes.
He said, you know what? I'm going to let you handle that.
Thank you.
I'm not going to even ask you to pull nothing for the rest of the
Right.
night, but I'm going to let you handle that. So
Okay.
then at the time they was training another lady into being a supervisor, and she saw that. So she came to me and was like, hey, I saw what you did XYZ day.
Right.
I saw this. I saw that.
Okay.
I think you should be a team lead.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Just
so
like
I didn't
that.
have to interview for the job, right?
Action.
I'm thinking you should get the job
Right.
as a team lead. I was
Hello.
even a team lead at my job now.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But due to circumstances
I got you.
of hatred
Hatred
towards me,
okay.
I end up being demoted, which I'm fine
That's
with.
fine.
You get what I'm saying? Because I'm still a leader.
Hey,
Even the team lead still got to come to me.
You still a leader in your personal
Right.
life. You better recognize.
Even at the job, they
Even
still
at the
come
job,
to me.
they still go to you.
They
better pay you.
Right. So
Okay.
that's what they say. They better pay you. So that, and also a spiritual leader, right? So I believe that a spiritual leader should be an individual chosen by God.
Yes.
Not placed by man.
Thank you.
You get what I'm saying? Because you are part of a family.
Yes.
You feel like
on that one.
Thank God for
Go
that
ahead.
one. But you should be able to be chosen by God. So the family member, because they own the church, shouldn't place another family member in the position.
Right.
But it should be God ordained. And I think a lot of churches have that misconstrued. They say they read the Bible, but they don't really read the Bible.
Okay.
Because you see a lot of transitions when it comes down to the kingdomship.
Gotcha.
So I had put down this scenario far as, because we were talking. And so before I go there,
okay,
I'm going to give it back to you. And then I'm going to talk to you why I think that a young leader shouldn't be in leadership.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So go ahead and ask your own question.
So, I was going to add, but I forgot I did ask the goddamn question. But for me, I agree and I disagree because from my answer is any age, because it starts when I feel like, honestly, when you a child, and everything at the end of the day starts also at the home. So I feel that we kind of grow from a youth into adulthood as being a leader. Of course, I don't think a youth, not all, I'm gonna say most youth probably have the characteristics, and it's probably already in placed in them, and they probably not aware that they're a leader, which is sad, because if you're my child and I see those characteristics, we talking about this every day, I'm going to embrace it. So, but get back on it. And again, I go back to saying any age, but of course, being a full leader at 10, 17, just a young youth, to actually own or lead a tribe, of course not. But it's okay for you to be aware of it. It's okay for you to get the experience from it. It's okay for you to surround yourself with like-minded people. So that's why I say for any age, because we don't have to
put a limitation
to the age, because to be honest, how 2021 and how life is going, we need to get the tribe as young as they can, as young as we can, so that way we could keep embracing, and for us to keep empowering them, so that way it's rooted in them.
Got you.
And because when you become an adult, it's kind of hard to kind of fix or grow. Kind of grow and add.
I know what you're talking about.
So you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
So it's like for me. For T, I want to get to the youth, and that's my passion. I love the adults and everything, and it just goes back to parents, like what we bring it to the table, because everything hasn't been fully released yet. But while we're here, we need y'all help, because I believe in your kid or your kids to be a leader. And that's why I say any age, but I'm going to swing it on back to you.
Okay, so I got it.
Tag you it.
Right. So the reason why I still, feel the way I feel when it comes down to the youth being a leader is because I was reading a scripture before in the Bible. Well, I know a story about King Rehoboam, and he was a young leader. He was ordained to become the king. And he was young. So once he became king, he was faced with a challenge. So the challenge was basically they were building, and the Israelites were building. And as they were building, they wanted the load to be lighter. So they asked the king, could you make the load lighter, and we will serve you for the rest of our days. Right. And he seek counsel from his predecessor councilmen. Right.
I got you.
And they told him, let the load be lighter. Okay.
And
he decided to talk to his young friends.
Oh.
And they told him to say, if the power of, basically the power that was in my predecessor's leg is all in my finger, and the load will be even heavier. Right?
Okay.
And then they came back to him and asked him, would you, what your answer is? And he said basically what the young counsel said to him. His friend said to him.
All right.
And right then and there, he lost his kingdomship. And I believe because of immaturity.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Even though you have the right knowledge in front of you or around you, you're still not going to listen because you're not mature enough. Now, let's take it to an older king, which is King Solomon, right?
Right.
All right. So King Solomon basically was faced with a challenge of two moms, and one of the mom kids died. So then the other mom stole the other kid's child because her child was dead. So then basically they came to King Solomon, and Solomon basically asked the story. What happened? Well, at night, my baby was taken from me, one lady said. The other one said, no, this is my child. So then King Solomon said, let me split the baby in half, and then you all can share the baby, right? And when he said that, the real mom said, you know what? She can have the baby. And King Solomon said, you know what? I know who's the real mom. Because she wouldn't sacrifice her child. Whereas the other lady said, yeah, split them in half.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So that's wisdom that comes with age.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying? So that's how I see the difference between a young person. Like, for example, I'm not going to even sugarcoat it.
Okay.
When it comes down to churches, right? I really don't believe in young pastors.
Okay.
Right?
Gotcha.
Because they're not seasoned enough.
Right.
They haven't gone through enough.
I agree.
Not to say that they are not leaders.
Right.
But I don't believe they can lead a flock of people
Gotcha.
with different type of situations going on.
I agree. You haven't lived.
Right. So, and I believe you can be a pastor, right? But a little child can't talk about big problems.
Right. Maybe if he could stay within a young ministry or a youth ministry, young ministry.
That's what I believe.
Right. I believe that
I believe you should be well studied.
Right.
You should be well rounded as an individual to learn how to deal with certain situations.
Right.
So following a young leader, you can have a lot of wisdom. You can have a lot of wordplay. You get what I'm saying? You can have a lot of word that you just throw at them, but you're not experienced enough to deal with a lot that's going to come your way.
So I have a question. Why do you feel that we don't have more leaders today?
The reason why is because a lot of people don't want to be leaders, because the responsibility of a leader. So I'm glad you asked me that, because in James 3:1, not many of you should become teachers, because your judgment will be even harder. That's what the scripture is basically summing up.
Okay.
So your punishment is even harder if you decide to step up and be a leader, because you are held to a higher standard.
Okay.
And a lot of people now don't want to be held to that standard. They don't want to be disciplined. Because I can even talk about myself. I don't want to be disciplined to be accountable for my actions. I want to be free.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh, trust me, we're going to talk about this.
So that's the reason why I feel as though like a lot of people won't step up to the plate and be leaders.
Okay.
Even, let's go here, politically, right?
Right.
When it comes down to appointing different mayors and different mayors and councilmen and different parties, they have to be of certain age. Even being a president, you have to be like 53 or something like that in order to be a president. They're not going to hire a president or put in office a president that is young.
Gotcha.
You have to have some type of experience to be in that leadership position.
Have the wisdom, experience, all the above.
Right.
I got you.
So that's why I, believe in the age requirement. Not saying I would never discourage anybody that's young.
Right.
But make sure you stay within the parameters
exactly.
of who you are and your
yes.
age group,
right.
and not think you can lead grown men, because they are not gonna. Like I seen even in church, when a young guy got up and preached, them older men don't receive it,
right?
Because you not.
They were like, "How you?
You cannot minister to me,
right?"
Because you're not dealing with what I'm dealing with.
Exactly.
You don't understand what I'm dealing with.
Experience my feelings,
right?
my brother.
Your hormones ain't even jumping out of whack yet. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So those are the reason why I kind of like will always go against the grain when it comes down to the age.
Okay.
Is because they're not experienced.
Okay.
What else you got for me? Oh, I just handed it to you.
Hey, ask me that question.
Which one?
Which one I just asked you?
About the age group?
No, we passed that.
Why
we don't have many leaders today?
Oh yeah, why we don't have many leaders today, T?
I feel that we don't have a lot of leaders today. And again, it goes back to the home.
Okay.
You understand? Because for an example, and I'm going to speak for the shoes that I walked in and I'm walking in.
Yep.
Say that I was brought up into a house to where my mom was jealous of me.
Mm-hmm.
My sister is jealous of me. Mm-hmm. Your father is whatever siblings, your loved ones in your house jealous of you. Mm-hmm. So that person going to feel like, you know what? All this negativity in my house, how can I have the courage? How can I be probably disciplined, or how can I lead to where the people in my house not even, being positive or telling me or showing me? Because at that age, you might need, you might need that motivation or that validation from your loved ones. You understand? So when you root negativity into the youth, how do you think they will feel when they become adults, to where, again, it's either you try to grow and change it, or you just be fixed from your childhood. And so I just feel that I blame the parents.
Okay.
You understand? And because we're here to embrace each other. And going back to that, how can you love or you embrace your spouse, your significant other, whoever you talking to, more than your child or children? To me, that's kind of backwards. And not to say is more affectionate than the other. I just feel that nowadays, and I'm speaking for nowadays, our kids need us the most. Not social media, not the streets, not the friends. So if the parent might have maybe or maybe not have the characteristics of being a leader, but it's just when you know better, you do better. So guess what? If you see your child have a specific talent, why not invest in that child? Why not encourage that child? Why not love on that child? Why not do all the great things that a leader needs before they become a teenager, before they become an adult? So I feel like I'm going to put everything on the parents. I'm going to put everything on back to the home, because I only know what my parents did upon me. And I'm not perfect, but it's just, it gave me that confidence. It gave me that self-motivation. It gave me for me to be the person that I am today. And guess what? It starts at the home.
I agree. And also, too, I believe that's one form of leadership is parenting. Right. So the good and bad that comes with that, they have some houses where they build their kids or they invest in their kids. And then you have other parents that invest in themselves, even though they have kids. I put down hair and nails. You have more moms now, because there are more single moms now. They don't care about their sons. Right. So they'll push their shun their sons, or just put them in football.
What if that's not the child's talent?
Right. But that's what I'm saying. That's all they would do. They would just put them in football and sports and say, "Hey, try to make the best of it." Because I'm gonna go there with you.
Okay.
So they'd rather do that so they can go off and clown. You get what I'm saying? Go off and
have the social life under the tents and that.
Not even that. Some of them will leave their kids, drop their kids off, and then go and have a good time, and then make sure they're back. You get what I'm saying? But they don't have when their kid look to the sideline, neither parent is there. And then they look at the other kids and they see that their parents are there, and then they're feeling some type of way. You get what I'm saying? And then this is what I wanted to say about the hair and nails, that most especially moms, because I see it. Most moms, they will have their nails done, their hair done, they'll look good. Then you look at their son's hair not cut. They're wearing old shoes. You get what I'm saying? And not saying that, okay, we just went to the corner store and came back, but you doll yourself up. But then you look at your child and even the daughters, they're not invested into. Like I was telling somebody before, instead of putting them in football practice, why not put them in an art school? Right. You get what I'm saying? Because the child had talent to draw. Wow. That can take them somewhere.
Hello.
I had another friend. I was like, bro, listen, put your child into coding because your child is good at computers.
Right.
Why are you so worried about football, basketball, sports, when it's slim to none that really it's slim to one that makes it in? You get what I'm saying? Like it's the best out of the best out of the best out of the best of them
so
that
do they
get
feel
chose.
That,
you get what I'm saying? So when it comes down to the coding,
okay,
you can make more money than the football players over a span of time. You get what I'm saying? Not all football players, but I'm just saying they can come up with a new app that sets you up for life. You get what I'm saying? So why we always think this little, and then want our child to be a leader,
right?
Or think we are leaders ourselves as parents, because we're not. We're not, because we don't know how to lead our child into a better situation. Because even with the football players, their life expectancy is short after they leave from the league,
right?
You get what I'm saying? So why are you so worried about that,
right?
You get what I'm saying? So yeah.
So I'm gonna add, and the only reason why I said we're not, because I put myself in that irresponsible mother role where if I did take my child to practice and I left. So that's why I just said the word we're not. So get back to the ad. I feel that parents needs to be knowledgeable that it's other careers out there other than sports. And that's why I just go back to the word talent. What does your child love, or what talent does your child have? And guess what? Just embrace it.
Yes.
And that's that when it comes to that. And I just wanted to add, like, even for the parents who probably feel that they need to keep investing in themselves and not the kids, we're not great parents, but it's just that is wrong to do. So your kids look up to you. And I feel that you should be your kids or children superhero.
Right.
And it feels good for my son to say, Mom, you my hero. Like, you don't understand. And it just came out of the blue while we were home. And it just melts my heart. Yes. And it's like, so those validation, I'm like, Terica, whatever you're doing, just keep doing and do it better. And it's just, the field that I'm in, and I know for Miami Carol City Middle School that they started a program. And this is heartbreaking to hear, but I haven't seen it. I did hear about this, that it was a group of teachers and a group of administrators heard that some of their kids are going home on Fridays and they don't eat again like they should until they get back to school on Monday. Why is that? You understand? So I'm not trying to stray away from the topic of being leaders, but we're going to the parenting of leadership. Stop putting yourself first before your kids.
I agree.
And that's all I'm going to say, because I don't want to stray off away from the conversation. No,
I think you're on point with
everything
that,
starts from the home. And guess what? Look at Miss T. My hair ain't done, but you can still rock it. You can still, where the hell you going other than work? Well, guess, manage your money more. And then also, if you see me dolled up and you don't see, and for the ones you see your kids kind of looking a hot mess, that's not the right way to go. Your priorities are in order. If you're trying to hang out in them streets, or you're trying to keep up with the Jonases for whatever you're doing, guess what? You just need to stop, because our kids are looking up to us.
And I think that a lot of parents don't think about this too. because you're a parent, and that's why I brought up the scripture, that you will be held to a higher standard because you're a parent. And trust me, you will get old, and somebody will have to take care of you. So in my field, we have seen it where literally the parents will have kids and the kids doesn't see the parents at all. It's sad. Even their moms, you like, oh, that's your mama though. But the mom probably put herself first. And so all they did was just dump her in a home and let her be. And after she passed, they came just to sign the paperwork, and they went on ahead and made their arrangements and went on about their business. So don't ever think it's not going to come back. It will. Because the kids always see what their parents do to them. And in return, they're going to do it back. Because sometimes that's just how it works. Yep. The child will feel as though you know what, you neglected me as a child. So when you get old, I'm going to neglect you. And it will happen so naturally. Right. You get what I'm saying? And not saying that the kids should do that, but it's always a consequence for your actions. So if you do neglect your child as being a parent, being the leader of the home, right? Don't think it's not going to come back. What else I put? Like supervisors as well on jobs, taking the leadership role, right? So you're taking a leadership role, but you won't step into the fight. You won't even step up, and like some supervisors hate their own workers, and it be the good workers that they don't like. They don't like, or they hate on. Why? Right? And I think it's because they wish they possess what that person has. You get what I'm saying? And then it's like, why don't you use them as an asset instead of seeing them as a person that's hating on you? Because
they're not a leader. It goes back to the conversation that we had earlier. Right. A leader, and like I stated earlier, not to mean to cut you off, but guess what? Being a leader, it's okay if somebody surpasses you. It's okay that you learn from others that in your mind that they might be, beneath you or whatever, that damn level of shit in corporate. But guess what? You can learn from them.
They like to use this word at my job. You're my subordinate. Right? And then I say, that's a derogatory word, right? Hello. And then, that's not derogatory. That's in the paperwork. That's in the SOP. And I'm saying to myself, but then you wonder why the morale is down.
Thank you.
You're not making sense. You're not being relatable. Like, you're not understanding what we go through.
Thank you.
You don't empathize with your individual.
Hello.
You get what I'm saying? So then you wonder why the morale is down and nobody shows up to work.
Right.
We'll call in, and then nobody shows up, because when they do show up, you always pushing them down. I remember I was working for about 2 years, and literally every day there was a complaint.
About who?
On my unit.
Oh, okay.
Right? Okay. There was a complaint. Like literally I will be off for 2 days. I will come back to work and I'll be like, what done changed?
What happened?
What done changed? These are the two questions that happened. That was asked once you clocked in. What changed? And what happened? And it was always an answer.
Right.
That's just corporate life. We was just always transitioning, because we was an infant unit.
Okay.
So there was a lot of transitioning going on and stuff like that. But then you're like, at some point it should be a breeze. Like, it shouldn't be all of this.
Right.
And then everybody in our at the office, they would come together and just blame everything on us. I remember one time I saw an email.
Okay.
And our unit was created in 2008. Something happened in 2004, and they said that we was responsible for it.
Were you there?
We wasn't even there. They're so used to blame. Exactly.
They have to.
Instead of taking
the ownership,
responsibility of your action to say you misplaced something.
That's too easy.
You rather, because it's too right.
Right.
Being right is too right.
Right.
So I got to do wrong.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So there's plenty of things. So being a supervisor, I feel as though you should be able to step up to the plate and defend defend your team,
of course,
look out for your team, and then your team should reciprocate the same thing.
Right.
Respect you as a leader.
Right.
And listen to your guidance and stuff like that. If you're not, well, let's say you don't know what you know being in the supervisor, it's okay to bring somebody on that knows something different or try new things to make things easier and better.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But sometimes it'd be just too right.
Right.
You know, it'd be...
You have companies who do that.
Yes.
They have companies who bring in those specialists to say, hey, let me go ahead and let me evaluate the team. They'll probably bring out an assessment from the top level managements all the way down, you know, from whoever at you know there, and they'll probably do some self-evaluation. They'll do the assessments, go over, and let's come together as a group and let's see, hey, bam, this is where I feel like y'all weaknesses are. I feel like this is what your strengths are, and then let's grow together as a team.
The thing is, a lot of time people don't think outside of the box because they're always in the box and they're in their comfort zone.
You have to step out.
So then you're not qualified for that position, because anybody steps in the leadership position should always look for the easiest way to make it. They should look for the way to make it easier
for your team,
for your your team.
I agree.
So I know that they're struggling with, let's say, you know, this heavy load over here.
Right.
So I'm gonna build something that'll make that
it easier.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So why not?
Why not?
But because they, like, at my job, they like to say, because we want to see y'all working. And I say, sometimes you don't understand our
the
work.
mindset of it is so...
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Because, this is crazy.
Right. And they're so busy paying attention to us that they don't pay attention to themselves.
Right.
And then they don't pay attention to the other teams that's around.
Okay.
They so busy, because we are accessible.
Gotcha.
Oh, y'all not doing nothing. And then you can't do what we do, but we can do what you do.
So I have a question. So say what we're talking about, especially when it comes into the workplace, that most people might be experiencing this, because of course 500 people can't be a leader, and then you have, you know, so whoever underneath the level. So why isn't that we can't all come together as a tribe, right? And say, you know what, this is my talent, I'm going to invest in my talent, and two things are going to come out of that. You're going to control your time and you're going to make money. So how can we get to that mindset? And not to say everyone has to be entrepreneurs. It's just we have to make a change. So why we all can't be on what I just said? Well,
it'll be back to the courage, you know, to actually jump out, take the leap of faith to jump out there and make sure it happens, right? Then, secondly, individuals are me, right? Me and mine, and I'm good, right? So a lot of people will not try to work together with others because they're only looking out for themselves. And I've seen that even at my job. Like, literally, instead of working as a team, we don't. What happens is we have shifts, and then each shift work amongst each shift instead of working like a unit.
So y'all group together. Everyone's in your own personal...
See, that's the problem. It shouldn't be.
Right.
Everybody should commingle with each other to make the unit work, because with more people, it's more easier.
Yeah.
But then we have the different shifts that'll sit up there and think about me, myself, and not.
Right.
So coming together is so hard because of the selfishness.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? It's the selfishness of each individual that's only looking out for themselves, not the team.
Gotcha.
That's why when it comes down to the supervisors, they should hire people that's more team oriented, right, than self oriented, and you can ask questions.
Right.
These are the things that you should know as a leader to ask. These are things that you should know, like when you interviewing. You know what? When the last time did you help somebody? And I'm not talking about when the last time did you help somebody at your job. When did you help somebody, period?
Gotcha.
Did you? And then like I told myself, if I was ever a supervisor, I will put something like a cheese, like a bag of chips, or I'll put like a bottle of water next to them to see if they will organize it. Because an organized person will organize it automatically.
Gotcha.
Right? But a disorganized person, they'll just leave it right there and just think it's in the way. And they'll just scoot over.
Okay.
So that means that it's ways to figure out personnel.
Right.
This is why certain businesses excel higher than others because they create scenarios. I think it was Bloomberg. I went there, and what they do was they had everybody to work together on the project.
Okay.
And they would see who would be the leader, who would take the less role, who will fight, who will fuss, and then they knew, I'm not going to hire that person. I'm going to hire this person.
Right.
I'd rather this person over
like
that person. So they come up with different concepts.
Right. I like that.
So I don't want to take it too far out there, but to step in this leadership position, you have to think outside of the box.
You have to
bring the unity in.
Right.
For example, you and I, we have to work together.
Yes.
But we got to figure it out.
Right.
We got to like, okay, I don't like this. I don't like that.
Right.
I compromise on this and I
Right.
compromise on that.
Right.
So we can have a meeting point.
Yes.
That's why I believe we should agree. If we
Yes.
not sitting up here agreeing, we
Right.
not going to function for a long period of time. And that's what's
Right.
going on.
Right.
So go ahead. So what you think about it?
Okay, so I agree. Because I used to work at my previous employer for many years, and again, I'm only speaking on me because I
you had a squad too.
Hey, we had a squad.
I remember you had your squad.
And it's like, and again, I'm just embracing who I am because I was put in multiple scenarios to where, guess what? A team probably outside of my department needed me. And I was just that person like, hey, how can I help? So even though I'm doing what I do with me and my team, guess what? If I hear that another department is struggling and I know I'm capable of helping and just help them so they can leave earlier, guess what T doing? I'm doing it. And I'm not fussing. I'm not making no joke about it. Like, why y'all slow? No, it's just, how can I help? And that's what I bring to the table. And I also wanted to add what book I'm actually reading that also helped me to bring up like, hey, let's do, this topic on leadership. Okay. And it's actually, listen, I love this book. It's called The Emotional Healthy Leader. Okay. And it's by Peter Scazzero. Okay. All right. And you'll also see the information in the description below. And when I tell you that this author here is bringing the truth, meaning bringing the awareness, is basically helping you for the self-awareness that you need to work on up until the end for you to say, you know what, I might need to end these bad habits, or it could be a relationship, whatever, in order for the new beginning to start. You understand? And I just wanted to read just the content of the book, but I really strongly advise people to read this book. I'm on chapter 5, but the knowledge that I'm receiving from this book is life-changing.
That's what's up.
It's really life-changing. And T don't read just anything. And I also want people to understand, especially in our Black community, we need to read more.
I agree.
You understand? And just to give, just for the contents, and I know this but I wanted to share this. Okay. All right. So chapter 1, the emotionally unhealthy leader. He's going to bring you to awareness of where you can be unhealthy at. Chapter 2, face your shadow. Chapter 3, lead out your marriage or singleness. Okay. Chapter 4, slow down for loving union. Chapter 5, practice Sabbath delights. Chapter 6, planning and decision making. Chapter 7, culture and team building. Chapter 8, power and wise boundaries. And lastly, chapter 9, endings and new beginnings.
That's what's up.
Okay. And again, I encourage people, please read this book. And again, The Emotionally Healthy Leader by Peter Scazzero. Information is in the description below. But when I mean this is a great read, a great read.
A great read.
That's all I have to end this on my end.
Okay. So, yeah, in our closing, we believe that different leadership positions have their place, right?
Right.
And you must meet the qualifications to be a leader. Not anyone can be a leader.
Right.
But you have to find in you,
Yes.
Jews and aces,
Yes.
that you are a leader. You can do it.
Yes.
We believe in you.
Yes.
This is your boy DP.
This your girl T.
And we are Gemini Gems. That's Geminis with the S. That's Gems with the Z. And what we do?
We drop them gems.
We drop them gems.
Bye.
Take care.
All right.